Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Indian summer event. I'm usually kind of, fairly elastic about time because I think time is really a concept rather than a master. But this event must start on time because if we don't, the Dabbawalas of Mumbai are going to slay me. I already said to them, hey, listen, someone said traffic's bad, there's still some people seating, and they gave me a look of such loathing that I just scurried back here and have begun the proceedings. So it's really, really a matter of great pride and honor that we have these amazing people with us tonight. I'd like to thank several people who made this possible. My first thanks goes to Nature's Path, the presenting sponsors of this particular event. Ratnaji, Aranji, thank you. The second they saw that it was something to do with food and human ingenuity, passion, commitment, and people being driven not by some notion of efficiency, but by togetherness, they were in. Thank you for that. I'd like to thank Simon Fraser University for being the overall sponsor of the festival and also our host tonight in the SFU Woodwards complex. So thanks to SFU for backing us always. Our sponsors tonight include the Canada-India Network Society. I think a few members are here this evening. Obviously, they create connections between Canada and India, and what could be better than this one? Thank you for your support. Asia Pacific Foundation is another organization that keenly looks at the relationship between Asia and Canada and how we can improve that. Eva Buja is here tonight. Thanks, Eva, for the support, and thanks to APF for constantly keeping this dialogue alive. I'd like to thank John Halani and the Tropicana Hotel for hosting our two speakers of the night in their penthouse. So thanks, John. Yeah. And we've had several partners who've been an integral part of this effort to constantly look at how we can bring in elements of India that are not just arts and literature, but also look at entrepreneurial stories like this one. And Thai, the Indus Entrepreneurs Vancouver chapter, has been a major partner in this. I see Sukesh Kumar, the president. I see Vic Khanna, past president, Pankaj Agarwal, another past president. It's so many of you here tonight and who've always led us in this vision. Thank you so much for bringing in this new element to the festival. Appreciate it. New document, Gwinnell Lewis, fantastic filmmaker who just got back from Cannes, where his documentary film was selected. And he's helped us pro bono to make a film about the Dabbawalas in Vancouver. They've been delivering Tiffins, cycling down George's Street in rush hour already. Complete pros. And we have a Tiffin project of our own in Vancouver. I think Hunter Moyles is here tonight, who's starting off something like the Dabbawalas here. So we look forward to having our own homebred Tiffin project and to getting some tips from these amazing people. So thanks again to all of you. I'd like to call now Ratna Stevens to the stage to say a few words of welcome. Thank you, Ratna, for always being there.
Thank you, Suresh. What a crowd. Wonderful. Wonderful festivities. Great events. We are very proud of you and Laura and all the sponsors and all the organizations that have helped this festival grow, and grow it will. Dabbawalas. In early 1980s, I was visiting my sister in Mumbai. One morning at around 8, she was frantically running around the house making lunch. I asked, "What is the rush?" She replied, "I have to have my husband's lunch ready before 9 for Dabbawala to pick up and deliver to his office by noon." Oh, I asked facetiously, is the Dabbawala really going to deliver lunch to him or to somebody else? I was certain everything will get mixed up. She responded emphatically, no way. He never makes mistakes, and he delivers on time. Okay, and he did. The Dabbawalas of Mumbai started in 1890. As a group, they have earned the enviable status as the world's most efficient organization by both Forbes Magazine and Harvard Business School. Humble beginnings. Dabbawalas are Six Sigma compliant. Six Sigma being a measurement of quality that strives to be near perfect. Dabbawalas are illiterate or semi-literate in education, but 100% literate in work. Its 5,000 plus members deliver over 350 meals every day in the, 350,000 meals every day in the teeming, congested city of Mumbai, with only one recorded error in 6 million meals. Entrepreneurs, plant managers, operations managers, just take heed. And this is done all without any modern technology or computers. Their level of accuracy is utterly phenomenal and inconceivable by any other corporation or organization anywhere in the world. Prince Charles was so impressed by them that he invited Dabbawalas to his wedding. I just heard that only 4 people were invited from India to his wedding, and 2 of them were Dabbawalas. Sir Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Atlantic Corporations, himself delivered Dabbawala lunches to his Virgin staff in Mumbai. We can all learn much from them. Let us meet the Dabbawalas, hear their 125-year story, its ethos, its values, and extraordinary achievements. Welcome, Dabbawalas, wherever you are. I hope you are near. To Vancouver, welcome Subodh Sange and Kiran Gawande. Please come and enrich us.
Thank you, Ratnaji. I think it's very apt at a moment like this when, efficiency is not India's sort of striking quality. We are enormously rich in culture, we are immensely diverse, we are ingenuous, we are innovative, but efficient is not what comes to mind. Germans are the opposite in every other way, but they are efficient. But I think it's apt at this moment to call on stage the Consul General of India, Ravi Shankar Aisola, who not only, I think this is a moment that we can say is truly a quintessentially Indian success story, so I'd like him to address that a little. And Ravi and his wife Preeti have been such a warm and wonderful addition to the city, so supportive of the arts, so outgoing that it's an honor to have them at almost every event here. Thanks, Ravi and Preeti.
Namaste, good evening. I've been very often told people can't hear me because the mic is not close enough. Is this close enough? I really don't know. Can you hear me? It's all right? Yeah. Wonderful. Firstly, let me straight away say that I disagree totally with Suresh. India is a very efficient country. It's just there's a different kind of efficiency, as very well represented by the Dabbawalas. And let me also add that in a sense I am a Dabbawala too, because they deliver excellent food and we deliver passports, visas, and other consular services, hopefully with almost equal efficiency and effectiveness. Having said that, I'm going to read a couple of definitions from the Wikipedia, ubiquitous Wikipedia, and later I'll explain why I'm doing it. One is the definition of a Dabbawala. A Dabbawala is a person in Mumbai who is part of a delivery system that collects hot food and lunchboxes from the residences of workers in the late morning, delivers the lunches to the workplace utilizing various modes of transport, predominantly bicycles and trains, and returns the empty boxes back to the customer's residence that afternoon. The closest translation for a Dabbawala would be a lunchbox delivery man. And it started in 1890, as Ratnaji rightly pointed out, 125 years old, more than a century old. Sounds pretty simple. It's just picking up food, delivering food, and collecting the boxes back and taking them back home. Now, I'm going to read a definition of the Varkari sect of Maharashtra and northern Karnataka, which is probably more than 1,000 years old. And we will see the connection then. Varkari, who is a pilgrim, is a Vaishnava religious, it's a Vaishnava religious movement, or Sampradaya, as we say in Sanskrit, essentially in Maharashtra and northern Karnataka. They worship Vithoba or Vittal, the deity of Pandharpur, which is essentially Lord Krishna. The teachers of the sect include Sant Tukaram, Namdev, Gyaneshwar, Eknath, and so on. The Varkari movement includes worship of Vithoba and a duty-based approach towards life, emphasizing moral behavior, strict avoidance of alcohol and tobacco, strict vegetarian diet, that thrills my heart, fasting on Ekadashi, brahmacharya, which is essentially abstinence, practicing equality, reading of holy books, and regular bhajan and kirtans. And then it goes on. And I understand that most of the Dabbawalas are people of the Varkari, they belong to the Varkari sect. And that is where their sense of duty comes from. Their sense of the act they are performing is essentially a sacred act. And I'll tell you why it is so. For the Varkaris, the most holy pilgrimage they can perform is an annual one. It's a walk. A walk from the town where Sant Gyaneshwar was born and had his samadhi over 700 years ago to Pandharpur, a distance of about 200 odd kilometers. And that walk is a sacred walk which they perform every year. And the walk they perform every day in Mumbai, carrying the Tiffin carriers, carrying the dabbas, is a replication of that walk. It's essentially sacralizing. And that is the essence of India. The act of cooking, the act of eating, the act of carrying food is all sacred. And in short, I guess that's what the Dabbawala or the Dabbawalas perform. It's sacralizing food. And with these few words, I'll, I guess, now invite them to come over. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Trust Ravi to turn my irreverence into something profound. Thank you. I stand corrected.
मराठीमध्ये म्हणतात की अन्न हे पूर्ण ब्रह्म. तसं की एक लोकांना रोज अन्न पोचवण्याचं काम मी करतोय, म्हणजे एक सगळ्यांची सेवा करण्याचा एक मला म्हणजे माझ्या नशिबात आलं आणि ते माझ्या नशिबात कुठेतरी होतं ते मला मिळालं.
आज आपला पगाराचा दिवस आहे.
ह्या एकजुटीचं कारण म्हणजे असं की सगळे लोक हे वारकरी पंथामधून आहेत आणि वारकरी पंथामधून असल्यामुळे तुकाराम महाराजांनी म्हणलेलंच आहे की एकमेकास सहाय्य करू अवघे धरू सुपंथ. आमची कामाची पद्धत ही खूप वेगळी आहे, पण त्यातूनच ती तितकी सोपी आहे. वेगळी म्हणजे कसं, त्या ज्या डब्यावरती कोड असतो, कोड सिस्टमनुसार घरनं डबा कोणी घ्यायचा, स्टेशनपर्यंत कोणी न्यायचा, स्टेशनवरनं ऑफिसपर्यंत कोणी न्यायचा, हे त्या कोडवरती ठरलेलं असतं. कॅन्डी लेटो काय आमची पद्धत जी काम करण्याची आहे ती एक रेली रेस सारखी आहे आणि जरी एखादा व्यक्ती त्याच्यामध्ये मागे राहिला तरी दुसरा व्यक्ती त्याला सहाय्य करून पुढे घेतो आणि त्याचं काम पूर्ण करून घेतो.
अरे जिना हा डबा कोणाचा आहे?
कोड सिस्टम असे ठेवलेले आहे की त्याच्यामध्ये कलर कॉम्बिनेशन, आकडे, शब्द ह्या सगळ्यांचं कॉम्बिनेशन करून पद्धत वापरलेली आहे. आणि ही पद्धत वापरायचं कारण म्हणजे की आमच्यामध्ये लोक कमी शिकलेले आहेत.
चलो कसं काय रे खोकते?
कसं असतं की रोज आमची वेळेबरोबर शर्यत असते, पण किती काही केलं तरी मीच जिंकतो. डबेवाला व्यवसायाने खूप काय दिलं. लोकांचा जो पाहण्याचा दृष्टिकोन आहे एकदम चांगल्या पद्धतीनं आहे. ज्यावेळेस बाहेरच्या कंपन्या आपल्याला मॅनेजमेंट गुरु म्हणून त्यांच्याकडे बोलवतात तरी मनाला असं समाधान मिळतं की आपण सुद्धा समाजामध्ये एक चांगला भाग म्हणून ओळखला जातो. प्रिन्स चार्ल्स चर्चगेट स्टेशनला आले. ज्यावेळेस त्यांचं लग्न अरेंज केलं त्या लग्नामध्ये इंडियामधून फक्त 4च व्यक्ती इन्व्हाइट केल्या होत्या. त्याच्यामध्ये मुंबईचे डबेवाले म्हणून 2 व्यक्ती होत्या. मी कामाला अजिबात घाबरत नाही, माझ्या मुलीला घाबरतो. कारण असं की जर मी तिला खाऊ घेऊन गेलो नाही यातला तर मला घरामध्ये एंट्री नसते.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dabbawalas of Mumbai.
Good evening, everybody. How are you all today? Can we have some lights in the audience? Myself, Subodh Sangle. I am coordinator and speaker for the Mumbai Dabbawalas, formerly known as Mumbai Tiffin Box Suppliers Association. And along with me today here is Mr. Kiran Gawande. Hi. He is a Dabbawala supervisor, basically called as a Mukadam, right? It's 6:25. I know it's not lunchtime, but we are going to deliver you some evening snacks. We've bought it packed in this dabba for you. So I'll quickly show you how a typical dabba looks like. You saw some in the documentary, which had different covers, you know. They didn't look like this, But yes, this is a very conventional type of dabba, which you can see even today. And this is the aluminum covering. Once you open this, there is this steel dabba inside. So your meal is actually inside this. All right? And this serves as your thermal conductor, or maybe it preserves it from dust and the traffic. So there's something packed in this. What's that? Not actually the evening snacks, but the history, the evolution, the current system, and how we have been doing this all. That's what is packed, and I'm going to give it away to you all one by one. With the help of, yes, today, technology. PPT. But usually we don't use technology in our work. Can you have next slide, please? We've simply divided into 3 parts: who we are, what we do, and how we do it. We usually like to keep things simple. We believe that, right? And we do practice that as well in the PPT also. Even if we use technology, we keep it simple. So, who we are. I need to explain this to you now because there might be some confusion in some minds still. That Dabbawalas. Let me explain this to you. A Dabbawala is a person who carries a tiffin box, but the logic behind is dabba is a tiffin, and walla is a person who carries it. So, for example, may I know what you do, sir?
Technology.
You're into technology. Okay. Ma'am, may I know what do you do?
Housewife.
You're housewife. Okay. Again, one more.
Technology.
Wow. So we can say there are so many technology wallas today here. You get it? It's technology and walla. So they are into it. Like that, we are into dabbas, deliver dabbas, so we are dabbawalas. And we don't prepare food. We only take your home-cooked food from your home to offices and back from your office to home. The empty dabbas. And you see in metropolitan cities nowadays, both the husband and wife are working. They don't get time to cook. So what do? They order the tiffin or their lunch from a restaurant or mess. Now, mess is not the actual mess that you know. Mess is something in India where food is prepared and packed up and delivered. You don't have place to sit there and eat. So it's ordered from mess or from restaurants or from hotel for couples who have no time to prepare food. But yes, our system is still on. Whether it's home-cooked food or the mess food, we do take it and deliver it. It's been a long time now. The system is there. 120 years back, how it started. There was a British, there was British rule then, and there was a Parsi banker who thought that let me ask someone to do this. And he called someone and asked him that, can you do this for me? And slowly, that idea was liked by few other bankers there, and also people around the vicinity. So, it was Mahadu Hauji Bacche. Next. It was Mahadu Hauji Bacche, who was a person who brought together few Dabbawalas and formed a network. Why? Because so many of dabbas, he wanted to make it more efficient. There was increasing in the demand. So he was the one who brought them together. And in the year 1890, he actually registered a trust and started the system. Yeah, every organization has a background, and so do we have. We are from a sect called as Warkari sect, Warkari Sampradaya, and the ancestors of Dabbawalas were from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's warrior team, So this is some background about Dabbawalas. I'll come back to this point maybe at the end of the presentation. You'll get the logic why I'm showing this all to you. So this is what we are and what we do. We simply deliver the tiffin. But, yes, there are some aspects to it. How many? 5,000 Dabbawalas operating in Mumbai. And yes, delivering about 2,500, it's 250,000 in India, we call it. So it's 25,100. I need to see that, yes, I'm in Canada, I'm in US, I need to speak in that way, So it's around 25,100 or 50,100 dabbas every day, right? And the time taken for this is around 3 hours. 1 o'clock is lunchtime, so you break for lunch at 1. So your dabba has to be ready, and it has to be ready near your desk or your office reception before 1. So Dabbawala starts in the morning at around 9:10, and he has stipulated time of 3 hours to do this. And back journey of 3 to 4 hours again. Distance covered, 60 to 70 kilometers. This is the total average distance that a Dabbawala covers. Okay, this was all about the scalability, the statistics of it, I have to do this, yes, I have to, because I'm formally presenting it to you. Let's come on the actual forefront of it. Yeah, the hurdle race that a Dabbawala faces every day. Now, I have this bike with me, and of course, we have some new bell here. I don't know how to ring it, but there it's very easy, and that's loud, So he goes there with his bell ringing, and the female up there is like alarmed. Yes, she's come. And she's all rushing and trying to pack the dabba and keep it ready. Why? Because we don't entertain unpunctual customers. If a dabba reaches the household and he has to ring the bell, he's supposed to be an unpunctual customer. Once, it's okay. Twice, it's okay. But the third time, if you're late to keep the dabba, we stop the service. And that's the reason maybe wives in Mumbai are more afraid of Dabbawalas than their husbands. So they know they have to be on time, otherwise the husbands are all hungry in the afternoon. That's the first hurdle that a Dabbawala is facing, and that's very, very common. But as we said, we have solution to every hurdle here. The solution is we stop the service if they are late by third time. And they know this, so they are quite controlled. Then the physical distance. And Mumbai is one of the world's largest cities, as we know. It has been covered by 3 railway lines. And that's our backbone, we say. The backbone of the system. But the physical distance is very large, so we use mixed mode of transportation. It's hand-picked up, taken to a bike, hung over the bike, taken to the station, uploaded in the trains, traveled across with trains. Again, the same thing at the destination. So we use hand carts, cycles, railways for our delivery. This is how we come and face this physical distance hurdle. With this, we have to cater the large number of dabbas. As we saw, it's more than lakhs of dabbas here that we cater every day. Mumbai traffic. Vancouver traffic. How do we compare it? Any comparison? No comparison. Anyone here who has been very regular to Mumbai? Anyone here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow. Can we have some mic in the audience? Yeah? Thank you. Would you like to share your experience here? Your experience being in Mumbai traffic, to be very precise. Anyone? Wow, this says that it's so terrific that no one wants to speak about it. Huh? How here? Yeah, here you go.
So I was in Mumbai, I would say about 6 years ago. And I had to travel from Andheri East to Nariman Point.
Okay.
It took me 45 minutes on the fast train.
Right.
But I almost missed my stop because...
Andheri
to
Nariman Point.
Yes.
Churchgate.
Churchgate, sorry. Yeah.
Precisely, it will take you around 35 minutes.
Yeah, and the reason it took me longer is I was too scared to get on the train. It was so crowded.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she is too scared to get inside the train as well. Because the trains come, they're so packed, jam. You feel like, whoa, what's this? And is it meant for me? So you leave it. Next one, you leave it. Third, you leave it. Fourth, you leave it. And then you decide, I don't have any other option. I have to get in. So maybe those 10 minutes are in buffer, Yeah.
Yeah, I was scared.
Oh, that's about the trains. But what about the traffic?
The traffic. So the one time I did try to take a cab, it took me 3 times as much time.
Woo. And what is the situation here in Vancouver? I'm just comparing it. Yeah, you're much better here. So I've seen people, when we were just driving around Vancouver, people are like, oh, we are getting stuck here and there. We're like, come on, you're quite more fortunate than us. We have to actually sit and sleep in the traffic and wait for the signals to get cleared. It's much better here.
You can to go from Juhu down to the southern point.
Uh-huh.
It could take 4.5 hours.
Woo!
Driving.
Did you get this? To go from Juhu to south? From Juhu
To where the big gate is at the southern point.
Gateway of India, which is somewhere around 40 kilometers. And that took him around 3.5 hours. Wow. So this is the situation of traffic in Mumbai. And that's what our hurdle is. So the Dabbawalas have to go through this hurdle every day, but thanks to our great bikes. And they help us cross them like anything. We may just ask Kiran here some mics. I think there are some people in the audience who can understand Hindi, but we'll have it directly from Kiran, and I'll translate it for you. Right? People who can't understand Hindi. I know the majority is that you can't, but still, let's have Kiran talking about it. How does he get out of the traffic and make his way?
नमस्ते सारे वैंकूवर वासियों को मुंबई वासियों की तरफ से और मुंबई डब्बावाला वासियों की तरफ से धन्यवाद। और जो ट्रैफिक की सुबोध जी ने बात की, तो वैंकूवर में मैं खाली 3 दिन से घूम रहा हूँ, तो काफी अच्छा लग रहा है कि मतलब इतनी ज्यादा ट्रैफिक नहीं है जितनी बॉम्बे में मैं रोजाना देखता हूँ। तो और यहाँ
Okay, let the others also enjoy the joke. So he first of all says namaste to everyone. That is, thanks for calling us, and hi, hello everyone. So whatever the traffic is in Vancouver is great, is not that great as Mumbai, not that terrific as Mumbai. So I'm feeling good here. Yeah.
और दूसरी अच्छी बात ये है कि मतलब यहाँ के जो मेयर हैं उनको मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा कि उन्होंने खास साइकिल के लिए एक रास्ता बनाया है।
Oh, cool. So he wants to thank the mayor of Vancouver because he has made these special cycle tracks to ride the cycles, the bikes.
और यही बात मैं जो हमारे मुंबई के जो महापौर है उनको मैं कहना चाहूंगा और उनको दिखाना चाहूंगा कि देखिए मतलब वो यहाँ पे अगर हो सकता है तो प्लीज आप बॉम्बे में अगर इतने बड़े बड़े फ्लावर बनाते हैं तो प्लीज यहाँ पे भी कुछ फुट जैसे कि जो अभी मैं बताने वाला हूँ कि बॉम्बे में इतनी ट्रैफिक होती है कि जब हमारे साइकिल को
Let me tell this to them. He's saying in Mumbai it's really needed, the cycle track. So he wants to just convey the message to the mayor of Mumbai that see, let's take this an example and let's build a cycle track over there as well. Because I just heard that in Vancouver also that cycle track was built after your mayor visited Holland and he saw it there and he was inspired with it. So this is good. You get inspired with the good work in different cities and the chain goes on and we become eco-friendly. Right?
तो वैसे मतलब आपने देखा कि साइकिल को बहुत सारे टिफिन होते हैं और डब्बे वाले का वर्क बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। तो जैसे कि अगर ट्रैफिक लग जाती है तो वो बंदा जो है अपना साइकिल उठाता है, फुटपाथ के ऊपर रखता है, सीधा निकल जाता है। अगर आगे कितने भी मतलब यहाँ पे मैंने देखा कि बहुत एक दूसरी बात अच्छी मुझे यहाँ पे दिखाई दी कि एक भी ट्रैफिक
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. मुझे बता दो, ये मजेदार है. It's funny. You have left-hand side riding in Mumbai. So if this is a lane where Dabbawala is riding and he wants to get into that lane over there, okay? So ideally he has to go straight, take a U-turn, and then a left. But what he'll do is, because it's jam-packed here, he'll just pick up his bike, put it across the divider, along with his cycle, and just drive and ride. So these are some shortcuts that they use, yeah.
और दूसरी बात मुझे यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छी दिखाई दी कि मतलब जो ट्रैफिक पुलिस है वो कहीं नजर नहीं आ रहे।
He can't see any traffic police around here. In Mumbai, it's actually a hurdle for us. Every signal, every red light we go, and we see a police standing there. Maybe finding someone or stopping someone.
और कम से कम एक मतलब सिग्नल पे कम से कम 4 बंदे पुलिस वाले खड़े होते बॉम्बे में. तो मतलब उनसे भी इतनी अच्छी डब्बे वाले की दोस्ती है कि अगर वो ट्रैक क्रॉस कर रहे हैं तो मतलब वो उनको नहीं रोकेंगे. उनको पता है कि ये इतना इम्पोर्टेंट चीज लेके जा रहा है कि इससे इम्पोर्टेंट कोई चीज नहीं है. तो पुलिस वाले को हाथ दिखा के वो ऊपर से बंदे को बोलेगा चल जल्दी. तो इस प्रकार से मतलब बॉम्बे में ट्रैफिक का दिक्कत होती है तो उसका सब साइड में रख के डब्बे वाला अपना काम ईमानदारी से और टाइम पे करने की पूरी तरह से कोशिश करता है. थैंक यू.
So, the last part of it was, we are good friends with the traffic police in Mumbai. So even if we break the rules, we are okay. We get thumbs up from the police and we go. But few people here, yes, some of you are laughing and some of you are pondering, wondering, oh, is it good? Breaking the traffic rules, is it good? But for us, it has to be. You know what? For a system like this, which has been evolved since last so many years, if we don't do all these things, it would collapse in between somewhere. So, with respect to the infrastructure of whatever business you're running, you need to undergo some adaptation. And this is one of the adaptations that we have taken across in a city like Mumbai to beat the traffic. And yes, we are in control. We just can't go, breaking the red light every time. It's always controlled by the traffic police there. So, next, the crowded trains. I think someone shared the experience of trains here, but no one spoke about the crowd in the train. I just got a chance to travel in the trains today here, and they were quite very cool. When we were getting inside, the one who was assisting us there, she asked me, Lena, are you here? Anybody? By any chance? Yes, she's there. So, oh, even you, Lena. So Lena had taken us for some purpose over there, and we got into the train. She asked us, oh, is it crowded? Is it really crowded? We are like, oh, come on, we're cool. It is really nice for us, Because in Mumbai, if you go, you have like 4, 5, 6 times of crowd what we were in at that time, right? Anyone who has traveled by local trains in Mumbai? Yeah? Someone here? In the second row. Ooh. Can you get a chance here? Your car is silent. Mic, I'm searching for the mic. Would you like to share your experience?
It was really warm.
Warm. Yes, it's really, really warm because, even if it is winter, people are so much surrounded to you that you feel warm.
And there's no such thing as personal space.
All right.
Yeah. And I think everyone does accommodate for people to come in.
Yeah,
but
that's a nice part of
but
it,
they're also
right?
sticking out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my recollection of it.
Open the doors.
Oh, well, I mean, if you get in the door, you're lucky. But, well, that's true, too. Yeah.
But may I ask you one question?
Sure.
Which station did you board in?
Oh, I was very young.
Oh, you don't remember?
No, I don't actually remember.
But, for most of them who are new to it, they have to be very much attentive, because they don't get down at the station where they're intended to. You know why? For example, the 10th station, you board on station number 1, and you have to get down on station number 3 or 5. But the crowd on station number 3 is so much that they'll just push you from behind and you're out. So just mind that you have to get down on station number 5, and you have to be slightly back, So next time you go to Mumbai, this is a small tip to you. Ask someone, where should I stand for getting down to a particular station, okay? I got to know about this unwritten rule, Lena? She told me, when you're on the escalators here, if you're on the left-hand side, you need to walk. If you're on the right, you need to stand. In Mumbai, while getting down, it's a big door, right? But people will just crowd themselves on the left, and you have to just get down from the right-hand side. It's nowhere written in the rules or in the railway books, but still, they'll just not make way They'll keep the half door blocked. And from that way, you have to make path. That was about all crowded trains, network coordination, because it's quite complex. 3 railway lines, I told you, from Western to Harbour, Harbour to Central, Central to the different railway lines. So it's complex. Multiple handovers. One dabba which I pick up is not delivered by the same dabbawala. They change hands. You'll get the details of it now. But how do we come over this hurdle? We have our coding system on place, and hence we can come over this hurdle. Then the scattered pickup and drops of the destination. Again, the complexity. Last but not the least, time, and time. A dabbawala has to battle through time throughout these 3 hours and reach on time every time with no excuses. Who does it? Dabbawalas. How much are they educated? 50% of Dabbawalas are not literate. Very few of them have educated till their primary, and very few of them are graduates. Do you know what? We are cool with it. We are okay with it. Because if I take these 2 dabbas, one, I give it to a management graduate. Yeah, some graduate can pick it up. One, I give it to Kiran. I'll tell them, go. These are the addresses, and you have to deliver them. Kiran would just kickstart and move. But a management graduate sitting here would look at a dabba, in and out, the address, read it, and after maybe 5-10 minutes ask me, Subodh, what is the process? By this time, Kiran is already at the destination. So it's really tough to deal with educated people. That's what we feel, you know. I'm sorry, that's what we feel for our business. Obviously, you need educated people for the other businesses. But for our business, it's okay if we are not so literate. So you're cool about it. But to tell you the fact is, nowadays, Dabbawala is making effort to make them children educated. They are engineers, they're doctors. So that's really nice. And hopefully they'll join some other chain. And also we have branched out into different businesses nowadays. We just don't deliver dabbas. Dabbawalas also deliver organic vegetables, organic milk, your health juices. And there are so many companies who are approaching us to join hands for their logistic solutions. So the educated Dabbawalas would surely be interested to get into this and not the actual laborers' work. Then maybe we'll think of getting in technology to put down the labor, right? We use no technology as of now. No consumption of fuel, 0%. Have you heard about any system in the world across, or here in Canada, Vancouver, who is into logistics but uses no fuel? No technology? Oh. Mm-hmm. So if you have any, please let us know. So we know that, yes, we do have competition. Cost of service. Obviously, we have a stomach. So we need to fill them as well with food, and that comes by money. How much do we charge you for this? Any idea? Oh, I didn't forget to put figure there. It's deliberately done. Oh, any idea here? How much do you think might be the charge of the service? Oh, is it so tough? $10 a month. $20? $5 what? Per Tiffin per month. Any other answers?
800 rupees a month.
800 rupees a month. Okay. Anything else? 30 rupees? Okay. Let's keep it very, flat. We'll calculate for 1 month. Not a day or delivery. For 1 complete month, how much do you think? Okay, I come to Canada, to Vancouver. I tell you, ma'am, we're going to start this service here. would like to take this service. And how much do you want us to charge for?
At least $30 per month. Oh, sorry, per day.
Ooh,
$30 per day.
$30 per day. Can we have quick calculation? Someone good in mathematics? 30 into 30? $600? Someone good in the Indian rupees? 600 into 60? 50? 30,000 rupees. Okay, so here we have customers who are ready to pay us 30,000 rupees per month. And there, back there in Mumbai, we are charging just 400 to 800 rupees for this service. So, in 30,000, you have around 30 customers. So I'm very sure if you're ready to pay us 30,000, I can deliver to 29 more colleagues of yours in that particular month.
Minimum wage is over $10.50.
Right. So this is what it is. We have kept it very minimal, very low. And the logic behind it is, Dabbawalas feel that the service should be given to everyone, irrespective of their post, of their earnings. It should also go to a security guard. It should also go to CEO of the company. So everyone should afford it. And hence, I have to keep my cost very, very low. The preachings say that Annadan is Mahadan. That means donation of food is the biggest donation. And they feel that, yes, they have converted this into their profession. So they are also serving their God, following their preachings, and also doing a good work and earning money. No strike. Earnings of a Dabbawala, I'm sorry, missed the point. One Dabbawala earns around 8,000 to 15,000 rupees per month. That's around 150 to 270 Canadian dollars. And we have not gone on strike till date. In India, if you heard about this, if you hear this word association, there's a word coming from behind strike. But Dabbawalas have not gone on strike till date. Each one there is a shareholder. Who? Did you know about this? Probably you're reading it right now, so you don't know about it. I'll tell you a story behind it. Like people come in Mumbai to study about different things, and Dabbawalas, there was a group who came down and studied and went away. Then the news flashed saying that Dabbawalas got Six Sigma certification. And we're like, oh, actually Dabbawala sitting in the office were wondering, what is this? They still ask us, what is it? Is it a bronze or a silver medal? And we're like, no, it's not. When we sit down and explain them what it is all about. We have never strived to get a Six Sigma. It's always Dabbawala who thinks that error is horror, so just don't do error. And that's what has fetched him this now today. Right? Some management principles. Entrepreneurs here, people who have their businesses, their own businesses, any of you? Own businesses? Just one? Two? Wow, 3, 4. And people who manage. I think most of you are in technical things and management things. But we say, yes, these are our management principles. People do call us and ask us, what are your principles? These are some of the management principles that we have. People across the globe, made by Stanford, or made by even Richard Branson coming down to India, speaks about our management principles. And some of them are here listed for you. Some of them. Let's talk something about it. Keep operational cost as low as possible. We just spoke about it. Just serve your customer, nothing else. We keep it very straightforward. We just don't do anything than delivering the dabba. But we give you value addition also. If you forget your specs, maybe you're doing this in the morning. He just removed his specs and he was doing this. So if you're doing this in the morning at your home and you leave your specs on the dining table and you go to the office, you just call up your wife and tell her that put the specs in the dabba. And the specs would reach to you in the lunchtime. With the curry? No. It's not with the curry. You have some vacuum in between, so it's put inside that. This value addition, this is what people say. But we don't charge you for that, right? Some other value additions, people in olden days used to put salaries inside a dabba. Then it wasn't cash or fund transfer. So people used to put the cash inside the dabba and send it across it. Why? They were afraid that the cash may be robbed on my way back home. But the Dabbawalas would take it safely back home there. So that was a trust that was there, and still is there today on the Dabbawala. Customer is not Raja, he's not king, but he's king of kings for us. Yes, and our president did prove this to all the people out there, because when we got this invitation, when Prince Charles was supposed to come to Mumbai, he wanted to visit the Dabbawalas. And the story was, the High Commission officials there said that set up a different system. We want to see the system, we want to see your sorting, and set it up. But the prince there said, president then said that with due respect to prince, we can't do that. Because for us, our king is our customer, and we just can't disrupt him for some other prince. So he proved there, our customer is just not a king, he's king of kings. It was very sportingly taken up by the High Commission officials there, and they were ready to come to Churchgate Station, which is one of the massive sorting point, and spend across 15 minutes there. Complexity opposes compliance, cooperation inside, competition outside. We operate in groups. So until and unless a business comes to a group, there is competition between groups. For example, in this area, we have 2 groups operating and 10 customers. These 2 groups would compete between each other to get all these 10 customers. But once the customers are taken away, you don't fight between yourselves. Then it is just cooperation. And it's an unwritten rule there that if it's a customer for you once, for lifetime, that's your customer. That's the rule. And tomorrow, if someone from this group comes and tries to get this customer, it's not done. They're just not allowed to do it. It's always this group who's going to get that customer. There's some rules like that, and we follow it. High salaries alone cannot retain employees. Do you feel this? People who are working, who are employees, do you think that high salaries alone do not retain employees? Chuppi hai. That means it's all quiet. बहुत सारे लोगों को नहीं लग रहा है यहाँ पे. People are not feeling like it's true, but for Dabbawalas, they think yes, this is what it is. Because job satisfaction is something that's required. There has to be some logic behind you working. Otherwise, do you think something is possible for 120 years so efficient? Don't you think someone else tried it? They tried it, but they didn't do it that well. Because they had different approaches towards it. And Dabbawalas had different approach. So that's it. And be human and do not boost your success. That's what we feel. How do we do it? Rocket science, that's what people feel. Very simple. I'll explain it in the next 5 minutes. That's it. Consider that there are Dabbawalas in this area, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, in this area, we all collect the dabbas and take it to a sorting point. We sort them out, take it to the nearest railway station. Now, when we have sorted them, they have to go in different directions, right? So they'll travel to different directions. They'll get down at different railway stations. And again, they're once more sorted out at the destination station and delivered. Next. This is a typical journey that you can have with a Dabbawala. 9 o'clock he starts. At around 10:30, he finishes the pickups. Next. A typical view of Dabbawala carrying lunchboxes. Next. Around 10:30, 11:30, you start uploading and start the journey. Some more views. Uploading the dabbas in the train. Downloading them.
How heavy are those trays that they're carrying?
Heavy. How heavy are they? They're around 60 to 70 kilograms per crate. Yeah, it's almost like carrying one person on your head. Next.
Do you have a unique spot train? Do you have a pre?
We have nowadays a different compartment which is reserved, but very recently, since so many years, it was general compartment or the luggage compartment that we call. Next. Lunchtime. Yeah. Hungry? Yes, Dabbawalas do get hungry in lunchtime. So do our customers, and you all have lunch at the same time. So do Dabbawalas. We have this unwritten rule there. Group has to sit together and have food. Unless every member is not present, they won't start the lunch. These are some rules which keep them binded. This is a time, I hope your team leader has so many things that goes on in his mind, and he keeps you binded, doing some motivational things in and around. So this is what Dabbawalas do. This is one of the techniques used by them. And as we say, family who eats together, lives together. And the reverse journey. At 1:30 it starts, and the dabbas are delivered back home at around 6. Next. How does this happen? Coding system. We have no addresses or no names on the dabba here. It's just the coding system that takes all this 500,000 dabbas in and around the city. And what's the logic behind it? Next. Then Mumbai was island, city of 7 islands. 7 different colored threads were tied on the dabba, and the code was made. Slowly, the threads and the colors were, falling short. So they used the colored cloths, which had more and more shades. Then it used to be messy. Now here I mean actual word messy. So it used to be messy, and then they used the oil paints to color code it on the dabba. Slowly, they used the handy markers. It's more easier now. Wait. So, people come down from US, from London, from Australia, just to see this coding. Now that I've come here, may I take the pleasure to ask or to form a logic behind it. Let's do our own coding here. We are at gas tower, yeah? So, we have this dabba getting out from gas tower here, which has G. So G is here at this end, right? It has to go to the nearest railway station. Which is the nearest railway station here? Waterfront. So we give it WF. Next. Maybe WF comes there. Next. From W front, it has to travel to some destination, right? Where would you like to deliver this dabba? Anyone who wants to deliver this dabba anywhere? Your town?
City Hall.
Okay, City Hall. Wow. All right, City Hall. That's exciting. So we give it CH. So that comes in the center. And next, wait. 9EX12. Let's go back to Mumbai. Let me decode this for you. Rather, please decode this for me. This is a dabba code which goes from area E, travels to Ville Parle station, VLP. From Ville Parle, it goes to 3, which is Churchgate. When it reaches Churchgate, it is just lying here. Oh, sorry. What would happen after that? Let's guess. What would happen? I've given you the code. The building number, the office number. So what do you think? What is building? What is office? What is what? 9th building, exit 12. Wow. Good try. Any other logic? Street exit. Street exit. Okay, good try. Some tower, some building. Any other logic? Some different logic. Some floor. Okay, can anyone decode it completely? 9EX12. 9EX12?
9 was the destination.
Okay.
From Churchgate.
Okay.
X will be probably the final sorting place,
Mm-hmm.
and 12 will be the area or the locale. And there's one more code, of course.
Uh-huh. I think you are quite, near the answers. So now that you helped us deliver this dabba, can I do this? Can I make you the actual Dabbawalas by offering you these caps?
Oh my God.
Yes, here. And there was a somewhat near answer here. So this one also goes to you, sir. The actual logic behind it is
All right. Thank you.
that goes and gets picked up by 9-number Dabbawala from 9-number street. It goes to EX, the building name. That's Express Tower, because he was one of the closest answer. And we're in Express Tower. Yeah, it's easy now. 12th floor. This is how a dabba travels from area E to Ville Parle station, from Ville Parle to destination 3, from destination to 9-number street to Express Tower, and on the 12th floor. This is what happens on every dabba, different codes, and this is how it gets delivered. Can we go faster? Faster?
What about the person? You got to the floor, now you got to get to the person.
Oh, cool. So you want some code for that? Yes. A very good question here. Because when the dabbas get collected on the floor here, there's so many of them. But it's not Dabbawala's duty. He has to just go till there. Now the customer has to do something, You have to at least get out of your seat, come there and fetch your dabba. So you go there and you see the dabbas and you get confused. This is what happens at times. So people at times put the stickers on it, putting the names and the addresses. Why? Because they can't identify their one dabba from 10 dabbas. But Dabbawalas don't use it at all. Next. Yes, this is what we do, and this is what we have been doing since last 120 years. And for that, we have been acclaimed throughout the globe. Some glimpse of what has been happening since last so many years. This pictures witness that Prince Charles had come down to Mumbai and spent across around 10 to 15, 20 minutes around there. And there were some claims there, and he said that he has not seen such system anywhere in the globe. Next. I told you a story behind it. He was first planning to have different system, but he finally came to Churchgate. And then we got to know about his marriage with Camilla Parker, and we sent him some gifts like Paithani sari. That's the typical sari that ladies wear in India. And Puneri feta, that's on your head. And the Kolhapuri chappals. We sent these gifts to Prince in London, and media writes something here. And what does media write? Media says that Dabbawalas are invited for Prince Charles' marriage. Woo! And we're like, oh, come on. I mean, this is... Last time we heard this news that Prince Charles wanted to meet Dabbawalas, and this time it's, you're going there to London? We thought it's a media gimmick. At times media does do that. I'm sorry if there are some media people here. So that happened, but no. When we got this official invitation, we got to know, yes, it's real. So 3 people from India invited for Prince Charles' marriage. And who are they? 2 Dabbawalas and 1 Rani Padmini Devi from Jaipur. After that, there were exchange of letters. Prince Charles used to send this. There were mailers. In rainy season, you see these pictures? Dabbawalas do operate. This was just a letter that was sent from there. Next. Richard Branson. Don't mistake him for a Dabbawala here. He is actually Richard Branson. It's not a morph picture. So he actually spent a day with Dabbawala. We have this program, A Day with Dabbawala, where people come to Mumbai and travel along with Dabba throughout the day, delivering Dabbas, and have lunch with Dabbawalas at the end. So Richard Branson actually packed up Tiffins. Back, the previous slide. Can you see the previous one? Can you see those cylindrical thing in his hand? and that has Virgin Atlantic logo. So he had made these dabbas for his own employees. He traveled and he actually delivered it to his employees there in Mumbai. Next. Next. Yes, Dabbawalas have been to different countries, and some pictures of London, where we have this restaurant called as Tiffin Bites. And Dabbawalas were there for the inauguration of this restaurant. Just the secret, this restaurant was supposed to be inaugurated by Shilpa Shetty, the actress, the Bollywood actress, but that didn't work. And the inauguration by Dabbawalas did work. And the restaurant is still running successfully in London.
My cousin actually went into part ownership with Shilpa Shetty and her husband, Raj Kundra. His name is Anup Trion. He was the CEO of European Care Group. And then when it collapsed, he had actually saved 400 jobs in London. It was in all the major papers. And everything.
Thanks. Sure. So you can see some other pictures which can show you some political figures in India. This was our chief minister then, his late Vilas Rao Deshmukh. You can see that book. He was there for the inauguration. But I remember that bite from the media then, in which he told the media that I made a point that I come on time today for the inauguration. You know why? Because if I came late, the Dabbawala would have, caught someone from the road and cut the ribbon and inaugurated the book. So they just don't want to wait for anyone. If I was late, they were gone. So I made a point that I come on time. That was the actual bite that I saw. Awards and felicitation, you can see this all on Google, on search engines. So many documentaries been prepared. So this is what our motto, you can say, is. And can you read this? Not the first one. The last two lines. Try it. Try it. These are two different things that we do. What is the first one? Okay, let's read the second one. What's the second one? Grahak bhuka na rahe. And the first one is? The customer should not remain hungry. Yeah, it's the same thing. I was just propelling them to read it. So our whole and soul motto or our mission is Grahak bhuka na rahe. And that's what we tell you all. So many companies do have these big mission statements when it's difficult for people to even remember it. Forget about following it. So for us, it's very, very simple. It's Grahak bhuka na rahe, which can be remembered, just not remembered, but also followed on day-to-day basis. That's it. I end my presentation with this note. Thanks a lot for being such a lovely audience. And I would like to show a last documentary here, which is a social initiative taken by Dabbawalas. And there's some more also, but this is what we prefer to show here. And that's the perfect end, I feel. Thanks a lot. Can we have the documentary, please?
Thank you, Subodh. Thank you, Kiran, for everything that you do and for being here. And now, if there are any questions from the audience for these two fine gentlemen, please let's take some questions. I believe the folks are ready with mics, and I'll just try and. There's a question right there in the middle. The gentleman putting his hand up there. Can we reach a mic across? It's maybe better if you speak in the mic because it's being recorded, and that helps. Thank you.
So the code system for returning back to the house, you explained where they went. How do they go back? Is it just the reverse of the code system? How does that work?
It just goes the reverse way. I took that example when we had 12th floor, Express Tower. The person who had dropped the dabba there is the same person who goes back there. He picks up the dabba and brings it down to the station there because it has the reverse journey also. Comes to station number 3, again back, goes to VLP, that's Ville Parle station, and again it's picked up by E and put it back. So it's just a round way again.
There's one question down here and then one question up there. You could just pass your mic over, I think.
One question I had was, you were talking about costs of delivery, and you use train transport. So trains.
Right.
And how much do they cost you monthly per dabba, if you have calculated that?
We don't calculate it per dabba usually because it is for groups, and a person has to take a railway pass. We have this system called as railway pass. When you pay monthly for your travel, and you travel as many as times you want. So we travel it for a complete month. A Dabbawala travels it, pays it for a complete pass. Yeah, the next question?
Hi, I was just wondering, what is the, right here.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, what is the recruitment or the training process for a new Dabbawala?
Yeah. Are you by any chance from HR?
I did bring my resume, so.
Okay. Yes, we do have this training thing going on there because we have around 2 months or 3 months of probation period, you can say, when Dabbawala is checked on different parameters like the physical strength, first of all, because it's laborious work. Secondly, his conduct with the female members, because he has to go to the household and take the dabba from there, so he should be very good with the female members there. And then his fine-tuning with the other members. He should not be, quarreling all the time and nagging and not saying, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. So all these parameters are checked, and the actual Dabbawalas working with him report to the Muqaddam, the supervisor, about his everyday activity. And then a decision is taken whether he should be as a group member or not.
There's one question down here and one all the way back, right up in the second row up there.
Yeah.
Can we get mics to all the way back, one mic to all the way back there and one here? Ken, can you pass the question down here? And the second mic, can we travel it up there to the man in the checkered shirt up there?
I have a question. The damage that happened on the 26th of July flood, how many days did it take to get back to normal?
For Dabbawala, you're saying?
Yeah. Because many Dabba did not go home. And the next day wasn't done properly.
You know what? Dabbawalas didn't had any offs on that time also. Because the Dabbas, it was not on a very good time. People got to know that it's raining heavily and it's flooded at around 3 o'clock somewhere. Yeah? Because that's the time when you're still in the office. And when it started flooding, people started getting off the office. And by the time they reached the station, the trains were stopped. So they were stuck, maybe at downtown only.
he wants to tell about it. उस टाइम कुछ लोगों को मतलब 3 दिन वो लोग ऑफिस में रुके हुए थे और जब चौथे दिन भी डब्बे वाले घर पे जब डब्बा लेने गए तो जो मतलब घर पे जो डब्बा देने वाली है वो तो बोले यार वो तो ऑफिस में और आप डब्बा मतलब लेने आए हो मतलब डब्बे वाले ने तभी भी सर्विस मतलब बिस्किट या जो बॉटल्स पानी की बॉटल्स वगैरह ऑफिस में पहुंचाने का काम उस टाइम में डब्बे वाले ने किया था.
He told that, yeah, people who understood it. So many Dabbawalas, I should translate it for you. So there were so many Dabbawalas who were stuck in the train along with the office goers, and they were still with the crates in the railway trains. And when on third and fourth day, Dabbawalas went to the household to take the dabba, the housewife came out and said that my husband has not yet returned from the office because he's still stuck there in his office. What are you doing here? So this is what the situation was. And when they got out, they just rehabilitated the Dabbawalas. They got back to work. Still, customers were stuck in the floods.
And they took biscuits and water to the stuck customers. So
yeah.
Still kept
to mention the spirit of Mumbai in that way is it's really high. Anyone across, I remember downtown is a place where, for you it's all offices. So for us, Churchgate, CST is that side where you have most of the offices. So people who had residences there just allowed anyone randomly to come home and stay for those 2 to 3 days, just because they were not able to get back to their home. So this is what Mumbaikars are, and they have always a stretching hand of help for you.
This question right here.
Hi.
Hi.
So, thank you so much. It was a great presentation.
Pleasure.
And I wanted to know, you said about 2 groups going for a customer, and if one gets it, it's a unwritten rule that the other won't go for it. But what is the process like? How do you get a new customer?
To get a new customer, it's very easy for us because we don't advertise anywhere. It's mouth-to-mouth publicity. If you being a child in Mumbai, you'll see a Dabbawala, or you are an office goer, you see a Dabbawala. So you grow up seeing the Dabbawalas, so when you have need of it, you just catch hold of one Dabbawala. Coming to your office or to your lane or anywhere.
कहने का मतलब इनका ये है कि मतलब अगर आप विरार से चर्चगेट, कल्याण से वीटी और पनवेल से वीटी तक हर बिल्डिंग्स, हर गली और हर ऑफिस में डब्बे वाला जाता है. मतलब ऐसी कौन सी गली नहीं, ऐसे कौन सा बिल्डिंग नहीं वहाँ पे डब्बे वाला नहीं जाता है.
We exist throughout the city, in every corner of the city, any office, any residence. So you have Dabbawalas all around. That's what he's saying. So it's very easy to get access to us. It's not that, okay, we have our offices here, we have it here, and you can contact only there, call on this particular line, and the line is busy, and you're like, oh, God. It's very easy.
So if a Dabbawala makes 8,000 to 14,000 rupees a month, what's an office worker making? Like, what's the people that they're taking their food to? How much do they make per month? Like a civil servant or whatever.
Right. It completely depends.
Yeah. No, but a range, kind of a range.
People in Mumbai are paid from 6,000 to in lakhs.
Yeah.
And we have customers ranging in that, who are getting 6,000 to
But I
lakhs.
think the range of 14 to
I think roughly
8 to 14,000 is actually considered a fairly decent livelihood in India, right?
You mean to hint that? Yes. It's a very okay kind of livelihood you can have,
Yeah.
Because these are migrants from a city from a city called as Pune. Dabbawalas have actually migrated from that part to Mumbai. So it's hard for them to have their houses over there now. Still, so many of Dabbawalas are on rent, and they have their families over there.
Like I've been to all these areas, and I noticed that generally, people are vegetarian, and they don't drink and all that. I mean, it's quite interesting, that you find whole parts of Mumbai that are vegetarian. Be interesting to see how you'd make that work here. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, but still, it'd be interesting.
Oh, maybe you come there and settle down in Mumbai.
I could come.
Can we have the question in the back? Did the person get? You don't want to ask the question?
We have the mic here, and she's asking
I think there's one right behind you. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Tell us about your team-focused approach, please.
Okay, team-focused approach?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Among the Dabbawalas.
Okay. Usually the focus just can't shift. You know why? Because it's a shareholder. Everyone is shareholder here. So if in my team, Kiran is not working today.
Don't say that.
Right. It's for example. Yeah, he's actually not working today. if he's not working today and he's on a holiday without any reason, without telling me or without telling the supervisor, everyone in the team would just come to him and, catch hold of him. Because at the end of the month, he's going to get the share, even if he's not working there. So it's like he getting the share without working. So it's immediately taken care of. In the next meeting, he's fired. I mean, not fired, actually. He's shooted with so many questions, saying that, what is this? Where were you? You were enjoying in the Vancouver and Indian Summer Festival there, and we're just logging here in Mumbai. So they have to be focused all the time because the environment is like that. On the other hand, it's very proactive as well. Because as I told you, it's from inside the heart. The coding system on the dabba is the superficial coding system, we say. But there's a coding system here in the heart, which says that I have to serve to every customer. I have to fulfill the hunger of every customer. So that's what it is. And that's what is taught by their ancestors to them. And many of them still try to follow it.
And to look after each other.
Right, to look after each other.
I think we can have, okay, who's got the mic right now?
Oh.
All right, go for it. Go for it. Whoever's got the mic, go for it.
I'm sorry, there's a moderator here, so I can't, be
Isn't
biased
there someone up in the back who's been waiting?
They said they've done with their questions.
So my question is, if someone is injured on the job or after they have got old and can't continue working, is there any arrangement to help them?
Formally, no. We don't have any post-retirement benefits here by Dabbawala Association, but there have been constant instances wherein people, the Dabbawala groups help each other. I remember an instance where a Dabbawala had to undergo an operation, and that was a very major operation with some more money required. So they shelled out some money, and that was given to him. So it's very cooperative inside itself. And they make it sure that they pay back.
Okay,
So,
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of questions, but we can take one last one right up in the back there, because the back has asked for and then cancelled questions. So someone in the back has the mic. Go for it. Who's got the mic back there?
So the question was just that you've spoken a lot about Mumbai specifically. I was wondering what sort of work do you think works so well in Mumbai, and do you think this whole thing could emulate somewhere else, another city like in Delhi or somewhere else in India?
Can I have your question again?
Would your system work in any other city? Why just Mumbai?
If it's in some other city like Delhi and all, yes, there were people who had tried this in different cities, but that didn't work so well, and maybe they could not be that efficient. And the reason behind it was we knew it. And that's the reason we didn't go there. Because we didn't want to feel, Otherwise, Forbes would come back and say, no, Six Sigma perfect. So we knew that it can't be that efficient there, because the railway trains in Mumbai are the backbone, as I said. It covers the city entirely in such a good way that it allows a Dabbawala to deliver it in 3 hours of stipulated time. That network is not available in any other city in India. So that's one of the reasons that it's not so successful there. And of course, the approach has to be something like we have it, that's what we feel, or else you just take it commercially, and things may not fall on place.
I think I'd love questions to go on, but we can continue informal conversations, I think, with the two of them who'd hang around and chat. They're lovely people, even better without a mic. But I'd like to actually end by asking Kiran, do you have any message? Would you like to close? What your closing words for everybody in Vancouver who've come out to listen to you? Tell us what you have to say.
Yeah, I used to think hard. It's a closing sentence, right? And message.
सबसे बढ़िया बात ये है कि अगर जो करता है अपने बीबी से प्यार, वो डब्बे वाले को ना करेगा कभी इनकार.
That means a person who loves his wife would never say no to a Dabbawala. because he would not.
और इसके पीछे मतलब उनका खुद का ही स्वार्थ है, क्योंकि उनको ही गर्मा गर्म खाना मिलेगा, क्योंकि अगर वो 7 बजे अगर ऑफिस में जाते तो 10 बजे या 10 या 11 के बीच में डब्बा बन के उनके ऑफिस में 12:30 बजे तक मिलता है, तो उनको एक घर का हेल्दी और गर्म खाना मिलता है, तो ऑफिशियली वो अपने बीवी से ज़्यादा ही प्यार करेंगे.
So, I have to say that there's something about the spirit and energy of Mumbai, that is very distinct, and the railway network. But I think more than anything, we're lucky in this world to have an example of people like this, with a devotion like this, with people who ultimately are bound by human commitment and a dedication. And I know it's been a big strain. Someone had to pick up Kiran's slack for him being here in Vancouver. We had a lot of discussions before he came as to who would come, which one of the representatives would come, who could pick up his slack. And I thank you. You're going to go back and face trouble. So I thank you for being here. I thank all of you for being a wonderful audience. And a big round of applause, please.
Thank you.